I heard it through the grapevine. Remember that song recorded by Marvin Gaye back in 1968? It's a catchy little tune. But as you're about to see in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, that song title takes on a whole new meaning at one local retirement center. When the pandemic hit last year, it was heartbreaking. A lot of nursing homes and retirement centers locked down to keep the residents safe, including Touchmark at All Saints. No visitors, no gatherings, no personal contact with each other.
We'd meet in the dining room for dinner or in the bistro for coffee, and we'd always say, well, did you hear about, or what happened to somebody, or are you going here, or what are we doing next? Well, once the COVID came, we had no way to find all those things out.
Enter the Grapevine, All Saints' very first newspaper, the brainchild of Josephine Spencer.
Well, when we started it, I had no idea. Absolutely none.
What do you
including what to name it.
Because I'd always sort of said, well, we hear everything on the grapevine, you know. And so that's what it ended up. And that's why it started.
Because she had no experience in publishing a newspaper, Josephine quickly enlisted the help of a few others, like Judy Harrington.
Every person has a story. Most of them will deny it.
Harrington has a degree in journalism and has written for some well-known newspapers in the region.
Lincoln Journal, Omaha World Herald, Albany, Knickerbocker News.
The Grapevine, which first started out with only 3 pages, has now grown to about a dozen, filled with interesting articles on everything from the history of All Saints and its neighborhood to some of its residents who got married here way back when.
This woman graduated from All Saints School and came back to get married here and lived here.
But by far, they say, the most popular section of the Grapevine is this one.
And I said, I could write about the birthdays.
KAROLYN Anderson admittedly isn't much of a writer either.
This was fun.
But she's a talker and began reaching out to each and every resident, not in person, but rather by phone, so she could interview them and write an article about their life.
Because previous to that, we always had a birthday celebration every month for everyone's birthday. And I thought if we needed to, we could write about each individual person and identify their birthday, tell something about it. At least we're acknowledging them and their day.
Anderson says it was a lot of fun, but she quickly found out what it's like to be a journalist because, as we sometimes run into, she'd make phone call after phone call. Sometimes they'd answer, sometimes they wouldn't. She says it eventually got better.
Finally, it got that after enough issues, some people were well prepared with what they were going to tell me about their life's history.
The birthday section has become a big part of the Grapevine, not only for the personal stories, but because it allowed for human interaction, even though it was just over the phone.
Invariably, at the end of every conversation by phone, they were always phone calls, they would say, thank you for calling. It's been so nice talking with you.
Right now, the Grapevine is printed once a month with 180 subscriptions already, and some of them even go outside the state. Residents say the Grapevine gives them something to look forward to each month.
Many people have said it does. And one man who's moving away to Virginia to live with his daughter, he said, you know, I'm going to miss the Grapevine. I said, well, would you like a subscription to it? He said, sure.
Recently, the community began getting the COVID-19 vaccine. To date, 98% of them have received both doses. So now they're able to meet and sit down and visit in person once again. But it's not the end of the Grapevine. For now, they're going to keep interviewing, writing, and publishing the internal newspaper because, as they found out, words and information mean everything, even if you heard it through the grapevine.
And somebody said, oh, this is my favorite thing to read that I get. And Anderson says that she conducted over 100 interviews for the birthday section.